You know, I didn't think I'd be hearing that song for a little bit.
I didn't think I'd be here for at least one more week.
I thought you were gone for good, to be honest with you. I thought this was game over, son.
I mean, it's still early. Still early.
Yeah, too early to tell. Yeah, I mean, real quick, I would like to shout out the show tomorrow. Just, John, I don't want to get ahead of ourselves here, but tomorrow I will have a little edit of what I attempted to do in this time off, because I did attempt to do these quick little I tried to turn like a live show into like single topics. I was on the cusp of it, but I just couldn't get the energy. I couldn't get anything right. So I have a fail compilation to debut for tomorrow night's show. So stick around for that and watch me fail miserably to try to deliver some of these topics, because it just felt like, to be honest with you, by myself, and like I realized this, and some people said this in the YouTube community. It's like, you just you know, if you can't do it, get somebody to guess like that, and
just get another Jew.
That's exactly what I did. I got this Jew.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. But by the way, Benjamin Sweet, what's up, man?
How you doing?
The live is just where it's at. It's where, like, this trying to mimic this live feel, this live vibe on like this pre-recorded video just like doesn't work.
The panel that I was on, where I guessed done, the general consensus was 100%. We like reacts are cool, man, but live is where it's at. And you know, they want to have their little side conversations, but like they're still very much watching our show. And
you're a man who gets flustered with the numbers, though. Those numbers go down.
Guy.
You're like, I'm out. That's it. They went down like 8. Dude, game over. We're done with this shit, dude. This shit's fucking in the trash now.
Well, anyway, but instead of going behind the velvet rope, so to speak, gentlemen, Panjo Sweet.
I just want to tell you, I felt motivated because I saw some other YouTube people talking about how, like, for the first few years of their YouTube channels, like up, down, up, down, up, down, like this is the same. So, like, just stick out. If you believe in it, that's all that matters, and I think that's all that matters is we believe in this. Like, doing that single thing by myself, didn't believe in it. And you'll see tomorrow how much I did not believe in that with all the bullshit.
You're not much of a solo Smith.
No. 100% can do a great solo Smith job, but the idea of the show I enjoy doing and putting it out there, it's hard to have this camaraderie type feel when you don't have actual people to bounce things off of.
You enjoy watching shows with more than just one person, right?
Yeah.
Like Opie and Anthony, you know, Bonfire.
That's what gets my my rocks off.
And our friendship is only active when we're on camera.
Yeah, well, that's fine. We save all the good stuff for on the show for all you lovely people to see who came to youtube.com/stuckinthe-middle. So thank you for coming out. Sorry, we've been kind of awkward lately. That's our bad.
Well, you know, things happen, life happens. Here we go, rolling with the punches. Gentlemen, Mr. Panjo Sweet.
Shabbat shalom,
very
everybody.
Handsome Jew.
Thank you.
I love
Josh Brosick.
Don't worry about it.
No, man, it's been like, how many years?
It was Bartushak in like 1912, and they're like, you know what? Let's make it easier.
Borsick.
Yeah.
I know that. I just
Eli the half kite.
I'm just joshing with it. Whoa, man.
Hey, he can say that.
Don't demonetize.
Okay. Oh,
all right.
I say kaika. I say kaika. Yeah.
All right. So I just this is my opener, guys. All right, I've been planning it ever since it happened this morning. My mother. All right, she had the talk with me, boys.
Whoa, what do you mean the talk?
I'm a man of 37 years of age, right?
Never got to talk.
She was watching the news, and there was this story. The story was about a what do you call these? A urologist. And this urologist, see, apparently he like raped 200 college athletes, but like when I asked about this rape,
that was my bad.
Yeah,
I'm sorry about that. I made amends.
They're coming to terms with your newfound forgiveness and all that. But she went into detail to explain how this sicko college urologist, which this is the guy that checks your prostate, and apparently he's got to put his hand in your rectum to check for it, right? So apparently she went on to explain to me how there's some sickos out there that get pleasure out of this. Like he was getting pleasure out of it. And I was like, Mom, first off,
they're called gays.
I'm like, first, all right.
They got
when you're telling me,
wait.
Oh, sorry.
I'm like, when you tell me he raped 200 like athletic men or college boys, you mean he like raped them or
He seduced them.
She's like, no, like he was getting pleasure out of like doing things in the rectum. So she went on to warn me that one day when I see
out for your college gym
no.
professor. You're all. I can't talk.
Urologist.
I'm gonna go shoot myself.
Yeah, do it on camera,
please.
No, so she went on to warn me. You know, you're getting older, Eli. One day, just make sure when you get your prostate checked that you don't get one of those sickos. Know what to do. I'm like, Mom. All right, first off, we're having breakfast, not appropriate conversation.
Yeah.
Number two, you know.
I'm literally eating pudding right now.
Chocolate pudding.
And lemonade.
So I said, look, if I felt anything was strange or off, I would definitely be putting myself in jail. I'd shoot him in the fucking head.
Whoa.
Or I'd fucking, start attacking him very violently.
Can I say this here? Really homophobic there. Really homophobic.
My bad. 2022.
The bigger question might be, was her prostate messed with?
No, none of that.
Because that could be that projection type thing.
I'll say this. Listen, shout out to Dr. Goldberg, my prostate, or my urologist. Shout out to him. Actually, it's not Goldberg. It's
This is a pretty cool conversation.
But anyway,
I need to get me one of these urologists.
I personally, I would like my urologist to maybe be more into it. Than not into it. You know what I mean? Like,
turned off is kind of weird, right? He's like the fact that he doesn't want to be there. It's like, well, what do you mean? You're saying I'm not that? Yeah.
Be in the moment with me, and if you're gonna enjoy it, it's gonna happen. But at least I feel as though if he's gonna do it, he'll be a lot more gentle as opposed to
call it a little joke. Let me put this on that little joker right there. You know what I mean? Like, have a little fun. You know, don't if you're like. I have to put this in your dick hole. Like, man,
no dick hole. No.
Yeah, call it a little joker.
No, it's in the rectum apparently, and I don't know how one checks a prostate while your hand is in the rectum.
Let me ask you this: you ever come while you're getting ass fucked or fingered? Sorry,
dude,
wow,
that's insanely graphic.
Wow.
We have a certain audience here, sir.
Oh,
yes, but wow.
Yes, absolutely. Wow.
Never been butt budged.
Wait till you go get your prostate checked
or
out.
booty punched. You see, now I have very mixed feelings about having my prostate checked ever. Okay.
What do you think they check it with?
I have a lot of conflicts. We'll see. When that day comes, I'll be there with the cameras, record everything for legal purposes alone. But I just thought that was something I'd want to share with the people that have probably missed us and want to know about my prostate.
I'm surprised you didn't get to talk earlier on, like when it really mattered, you know?
Like when I was a college athlete.
Yeah, it's like, hey, this is what happens when a man and woman get together. They make love. They could make a baby. But she's like, hey, you get your prostate checked out, they might rape you. Watch yourself.
In so many words. Yeah. My poor mini Colombian mother.
Yeah, she might be missing.
So was this something that was on your radar before?
No, never. I was taken aback. Like, I was just, honestly, it was kind of the morning. I'm eating my grilled cheese, and she's like,
Now that it is, though. But now that it is, are you inclined to maybe go get it checked? Or
now
I'm terrified, and I don't want my prostate checked ever. Right.
I'm going to walk into the urologist like, I'm watching you, fucker. I got my eyes on you.
She's giving me a complex. I have a urologist phobia now, okay? So now I'm dealing with that. Thanks, Mom.
Thanks, Mom.
And aside from that, I brought a little something. Once we get into it, I brought like a physical something to show because it's banned somewhere.
He's showing his dick.
I would like to talk about this real quick before we got into news topics, because we will get into that. I have a friend. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And this friend I've known for about 20 years. This friend, at one point in my younger years, I even dated this friend.
Checked your prostate?
Okay.
Yes. All the time my prostate was checked.
That's good. Very preemptive, especially at that age.
By my friend.
So were you guys a couple?
Yes.
Okay.
But very young, like literally like 20 years ago, like young love, right? But friends before that, friends after that, but first girlfriend, first boyfriend type thing. Something like, but fast forward years later, still maintained a friendship. Friday night, I wake up to the news that my friend is missing.
Missing for how long?
Okay, I'm sorry. I digress. Monday morning, I wake up to the news my friend has been missing since Friday night.
Holy shit. Okay, that's alarming.
Friday night. So this is a girl. She's in Orlando. Apparently, she is having a little back and forth with her boyfriend. So much so, the cops had to split them up. Fast forward, I don't know how much longer, but she gets to the car. And she's trying to find him because they were split up. Lo and behold, he calls her, hey, I'm home. I'm home. And she's like, what the fuck? So she calls a mutual friend to kind of like vent bitch a little bit. Like, what the fuck? Now I got to drive all the way home from where I am. I don't know where the fuck I am. What the hell's going on?
This was going down on a Monday night?
This was going on down on Friday night. Friday night around 11 p.m.
Okay.
So the friend is like, just hang on. You're lost. Stop driving for a second. Hang up the phone. Type in on your GPS where you want to go, and then call me back. Nothing. Does that. Doesn't call back. 15 minutes later, mutual friend calls. Phone is off.
Oh, shit.
Right to voice message.
All right. That's.
And you're in a sketchy part of town.
That's scary.
And now you're on Monday. You're on Monday. Being told this information that this happened on Friday night.
This was the whole weekend.
And so about 11:15 is when, hey, 11 o'clock, call me back, turn your GPS on. 11:15, nothing. Tried to call back. Phone's been off since then. 4 a.m., there's a license plate hit at a red light that matches her license plate. So that happens, right?
Okay.
There's a place sometimes, like you and I have a past, especially with friends who, have an issue with substances.
Yeah, sure.
And there's a place where, like, if she goes MIA, if she goes ghost, she ends up at this place.
Sure.
Her car wasn't at this place. And they can't really go in and do a check or anything like that. That says, that grants them the opportunity to look around, see if she's there, even though her car is not there. Well, Monday night, the boyfriend, who, by the way, they have a history of...
Yeah, I recall.
Bad.
Uh-huh.
Bad. Apparently, this night, there was a post made on Facebook with something similar again about that happening. The post was deleted. Person goes missing. But Monday night, the person comes back, and the post is updating saying, hey, she's back. She was held captive for 3 days. She was able to find her keys and bolt the room.
Wait a minute. She was held captive by what? Who?
I don't know. I haven't found this out yet. But so many things are going through.
Is she back?
She's home. She's home.
She's alive.
She's alive.
I didn't know she was alive.
She's alive.
Okay. Wow.
But apparently she was held captive for 3 days.
Didn't you add earlier that this area was like one of the fucking third largest capitals of human trafficking? So,
but like, how do you just like get out of that?
Does she have a history of drug abuse?
A lot.
Yes.
A lot.
Maybe.
And getting beat by her boyfriend.
But you also have to think too, like, you're a drunk girl in an area where you probably shouldn't be. Maybe asking, like, hey, call me back. Turn your GPS on. She puts her phone down and she sees some people standing outside by a gas station. Hey, can you tell me where I am or how to get back to? No problem. Come here.
First off, I'm glad you proposed that question because I know you, me, and you can all relate to what a drunk girl feels like. Absolutely. You did. No, he said you're a drunk girl, and like putting us in her shoes.
Oh yeah, I've been a drunk girl many times.
We can all relate to what a drunk girl feels like and goes through.
The only time I know about drunk girls is when they're in my bed.
But like
that was distasteful.
So I guess my question to you is: let's say that situation does happen.
What kind of van to use? What?
Yeah. How do I make sure she doesn't escape?
So that's.
So let's say that happens and she gets held captive, but she still gets her phone back, gets the car, and gets out of there.
It sounds like, I mean, again, I don't know.
Is this an escape? Is this
a cover story?
A binge?
And she's definitely all right. Like she's
definitely all right. The mom was worried. they lost a younger brother due to drugs. The only younger brother due to drugs. Around the same time I lost my uncle in 2017. So the mom is very petrified of like that's it. That's the last. That's my baby right there.
After you had told me, I think it was either today or yesterday, that she was missing, I just couldn't help but think like, wow, we're all like our friends are going through the fucking ringer. You know, the deaths in my life, not about me. It's just fucking crazy. Then your first love getting kidnapped, apparently. Panjo being handsome and Jewish.
It's very difficult.
Your first love denying you Black History Month,
yes,
Jargon.
There was that phone call.
Unfortunately,
people have no idea what that means.
That's a good way to Panjo. What are you doing real quick?
Well, I wanted to at least the one true minority in this room, which is I'm full Jew. You're half Jew, so I'm full
Jew-ish.
Yes, you're Jew-ish.
Yes.
I'm full Jew. So as being the minority in the room, I thought it'd be a good idea to bring up some, people in Black history that have really inspired me, being a white Jewish man.
Okay.
And some people may agree, some people may not. I first would like to
Clayton Bigsby.
Bill Cosby. No, I would like to give a special shout out to Patrice O'Neal.
Woo!
One of
Good man.
the most hilarious.
Isn't he dead?
Yes.
That's why it's Black History.
Right, exactly. He's
Okay.
gone. He's passed, and I think that he's one of the most underrated comedians of our time.
I'd like to know Black Herstory.
Herstory. Oh well, in that case, I can talk about my mom,
Wanda Sykes.
Oh, speaking of Wanda Sykes, do we want to get into Wanda Sykes and Joe Rogan and
Wanda Sykes?
No, that's Neil Young. You're thinking of Neil Young.
no? But she's
No, I was making a joke. Yeah.
well, oh, okay.
Wanda
Wanda
Sykes
Sykes.
or
Yeah.
Whoopi Goldberg?
No, Wanda Sykes is that she's actually
Even then, that's a good one. Are you thinking of Whoopi Goldberg?
No, I'm specifically talking about Wanda Sykes, who is sided with.
What did she say? I want my music on Spotify. Psych.
No, she said that she wants. What is it? She agrees with Dave Chappelle being canceled and also Joe Rogan.
No,
Terrible.
she doesn't.
Okay, I got no respect for her.
Yeah,
She's removed from Black History Month.
right, but
No,
that,
don't do that.
ties into.
I'm allowed to.
Well, I do want to specify that just tie into other things that we'll get on board with. But I do want to give a shout out. To
I
Patrice
love
O'Neal.
peanut butter.
Peanut butter? Why
Dude,
not?
George Washington Carver. That's my dude.
Can
I knew he had.
That's my
I'm
dude.
so glad he knew the name.
Well, do you like the packaged peanut butter, or do you like the fresh ground at like Fresh Market?
Can I be honest with you? I like them both. One as a treat and one as more of a health snack. Fresh ground, health snack. Jif, it's a treat.
Ants in a log.
I'm gonna be very distasteful.
A full jar Jif.
My
Treat.
shout out for Black History Month is just a little, all right, for the homies, bro. Black
Is that a
History
baby
Month.
Gatorade?
I didn't even think you dumped anything out.
Well,
Yeah.
I didn't want to be rude because you'd be like, bro, it's like my floor. So
You weren't rude to me. You were rude to the homies by not giving them anything.
yo, homies, bro, I got you. I got that
Gatorade.
OE.
You Wanda
That's
psyched out the homies by saying here little for y'all and just didn't give them a drop of nothing.
That's how respectful to the black community you are. It's just a little baby Gatorade.
Don't be
And nothing in there.
All right, so we're a little behind on the times, as this is our first show live back. But I'm interested in what you fellas have to know about the Neil Young Joe Rogan controversy.
This is very much right now.
Have you deleted Spotify? Because I deleted Spotify, so I demand praise.
Well, I had two Spotify accounts that I didn't even know of, and now they're both gone. So
Did you?
white power
Praise you.
What?
always.
Wait,
Praise be Panjo.
where's the Spotify appreciation mixed with the white power?
Yeah, no, I in all honesty, I fucking love the fact that Neil Young, out of all people, how old is he? Like 80 something, is saying I'm gonna take my music off. Which, from what my understanding,
No. Wrong.
Neil Young. What?
Don't try to. You just made it
Josh has the
so much easier.
the
He didn't.
facts.
I would have loved it if he said I'm taking my music off.
Sorry, Bert. I know the homies. Are
Neil
still
Young gave
dehydrated.
an ultimatum. He said,
That's
it's
right.
me or it's Joe Rogan.
Which makes it even more hilarious.
Makes him more of a cocksucker, yeah. Because you're like...
Spotify spent like $100 million to get Joe Rogan on their fucking platform.
Neil Young has like 6 million plays totality. Joe Rogan has 11 million plays per episode.
Damn right.
It's not even close.
No.
If Neil Young was like, you know what? I tell you what, I don't like this. I don't like misinformation. I'm taking my stuff off. No problem. But he's like, it's me or it's Joe Rogan.
You gotta be all fucking diva about it.
Yeah.
And I don't,
So much for a heart of gold, you piece of shit.
I don't understand this this whole stance here with like, all right, he's outraged that Joe Rogan has a platform where people express opinions that are counter to his or counter to the mainstream. So therefore, that I think he's advocating for fucking censorship. I believe.
I think what's so diluted about the whole thing is that Neil Young believes that we have to remember Spotify gave him $100 million to be on their platform. Why would Neil Young deluded himself to think that a company that paid him $100 million to be on this platform would take him off or censor him for his music? That's some narcissistic shit.
It is. It's narcissistic. It's like, dude, you're how old? You're not as relevant anymore.
It is a way to get back in the headlines.
It is, and then look, it's like everyone the same age is following him. Joni Mitchell,
right? Yeah, I heard that.
Welcome Rescue.
Nils something. Who the fuck is that guy?
So I was today.
Bruce Springsteen's guitarist is saying he's gonna
I actually
leave.
thought it was Springsteen himself. I was today years old when you told me our Neil Young here, not looking so young, has cited the reason for him wanting his material off of Spotify is because of the 270 accredited scientists and virologists that all definitely have degrees that advocating for getting Joe Rogan completely fucking canceled.
One of the main things that I found hilarious of this, and I haven't heard other people talk about it.
Hello, everybody. Bring everybody in. Get in.
Is Neil Young first stumbled upon
More like
Joe Rogan and the misinformation via the letter.
So
the letter. That's when he first heard about it. He didn't listen to any Joe Rogan.
Explain to me what the letter is.
The little background I wanted to offer to you and to any members of the audience here that are not aware. The letter, this is something, first off, the media, the mainstream fucking media, my personal enemy, ran with the headline, 270 completely legitimate fucking scientists are saying Joe Rogan needs to be canceled, it's too dangerous, blah, blah, blah. So it just took a little bit of fucking looking into, and there's the fucking breakdown.
Well, you just read the letter, and it kind of tells you who's who by kind of how they credit themselves. But 270 people signed the letter, published on January 10th. 87 of the 270 signatories are medical doctors. The rest are from assorted professions, including engineers, teachers, and psychologists.
Those aren't scientists.
Dude, a veterinarian, a dentist, a few podcasters.
Yeah, oh, you mean medical communicators, like us?
Medical communicators, yeah.
If you get a boo-boo,
Science communicators.
have mommy give it a kiss and get a bandy on your ouchie. So that's now we're medical communicators. We could add our names to the list if we want to. Unspecified V says you look like Robert Downey Jr., so there you go.
What's up?
He kind of does. You do. You totally do. You totally do.
It's crazy to think that people would get 270 signatures and think that will make a decision.
It's crazy they would lie and call them all doctors at first, and then people. It's just like, what are you doing?
Yeah, but what do they think 270 signatures are going to do?
True, very true. It's a very small amount.
We're talking about we are a capitalistic country. But if you're gonna fuck the bottom line, and that's what Neil Young was trying to do, but he can't. That's the problem. Is that he can't.
No, but like he's doing it, whether it's really a cause of him or not, or the media kind of regurgitating the same old. Because look at all these fools on Twitter, just like hashtag stand with Neil Young, hashtag cancel Spotify, hashtag deleted Spotify. All these people cancel Spotify Premium tonight, and look what they wrote: after Spotify's decision to stand by a podcast who spreads COVID misinformation, I don't feel comfortable giving them my money.
This is just
my question is to these people: would they say the same thing about music if they had
Neil Young album that they were releasing and it was censored because they didn't like what it was saying, would they then have the same
It's
opinion?
always I'm cool with it until it fucks with me or something I
Absolutely.
like.
Right.
Spotify's been fucking the music artists for, especially the underground music artists for so long, and now all of a sudden people are like, delete Spotify.
But even
Because
with-
Neil Young, who got fucking paid half his catalog back in January
making-
already,
he's not
it
making
does-
any money off these streams.
He does. He makes a decent amount of plays off of it, but you know he's already sold a big chunk of that. I don't know,
Right.
I don't know for how much, but
Right.
he sold 50% of his catalog or the worth of his catalog. So he's not relying on streams right now.
Right. Well, from my understanding is that if you're signed to a major, they're getting a majority of that those stream money, and you get a percentage of that of whatever they're getting off the percentage.
And it's like 500 or
much.
1,000 plays for a buck.
Yeah, it's. I mean, from my understanding, the only actual company that gives artists money directly is Tidal. That's Jay-Z's company, right? But no one uses that.
Apparently Amazon and Apple do, but just
right. Yeah,
just
you're right, Tom.
more than Spotify. But like, look at more of these fools.
Well, I want to say this shit, the people doing this shit, remind me of the same dumb fucks that were going, look, I'm doing my patriotic duty by fucking downloading and renting The Interview because North Korea was mad and and so they took the fucking movie out of the theaters. And so it's this white knighting, like, look what I'm doing because I'm patriotic, or this is for the betterment of the
Dude.
society. It's sickening. This is stupid.
And
or I got vaccinated.
What's more sickening is Joe Schmoes, who've never cared about quality. All of a sudden, this thing started to be regurgitated about how Spotify's quality isn't as good as Amazon and Apple because they got CD quality. Like,
no
that's real,
shit.
dude. People were really like
I know.
saying that, and like, do you even know what that means?
Nope.
I'll give a really unpopular opinion. I'm gonna be honest. I pay my YouTube account, right? I pay for no
Your
commercials.
premium?
Yeah, all premium, baby, all red. But I actually use YouTube Music more than Spotify or Pandora or Amazon Music.
I don't pay for anything.
YouTube is I think their algorithm
'Cause I'm
is
Jewish.
far superior. You're right.
No. Actually, I pay a lot of streaming services. I have way too many.
I feel like I've downloaded enough illegal music to start paying. Maybe start paying. But as far as
These
the
are
shit
people out
goes-
there. I learned about Kent State from Neil Young. Joe Rogan taught people to eat horse paste. Panjo, do you believe that to be true?
I'm vegan, so no.
Do you believe Joe Rogan was pushing
Horse paste.
or may I ask you, what misinformation do you think Joe Rogan, if anything, is he pushing?
I think Joe Rogan. If you've been following long enough, right? I remember when his podcasts were live. I don't know if you guys remember.
Yeah.
It was live on YouTube, and he would say some dumb fucking shit. And I would roll my eyes all the time, and it was never edited. It was always kept in there. Then he started transferring over to.
Look at this. Cancel Spotify. I've already seen too many people die
Hold
of
that
misinformation.
Yeah, the flexing, like, this is a...
What happened with people finding things out for themselves. Listen, most of the shit I watch is totally against what I believe. Because I want to challenge my belief, so then when somebody comes up to me or I listen to something that is misinformation or something that I have to challenge, I have that awareness of the other side, right? So I think what people are doing is they're so stuck on feeling uncomfortable by what Joe Rogan might be presenting because it's against their beliefs. And nobody is okay with that nowadays.
Yep.
With the ACLU, they used to sue. Sorry, the head of the ACLU was a Jewish New Yorker that fought for a Nazi party to walk down the street in some city or whatever, and they tried to ban it, but the ACLU that fights for these things allowed it. Now the ACLU doesn't fight for these things. They are only allowed to fight for the things that they deem correct or mainstream and against the right. It's craziness, dude. It's crazy.
All right, with that example, I want to dig into that a little bit. So
Real quick, I just pulled up a video. I want to show you because we're on the topic of misinformation. What about this information that really could kill people, because this was being purported for the longest time by MSNBC, by Rachel Maddow. Thank you, news junkies.
I hate Rachel Maddow a lot.
It means that instead of the vaccine being able, it means instead of the virus being able to hop from person to person to person to person, spreading and spreading, sickening some of them, but not all of them. And the ones that it doesn't sicken don't know they have it. And then they give it to even more people because they didn't recognize they were, right? Instead of the virus being able to hop from person to person to person, potentially mutating and becoming more virulent and drug resistant along the way, now we know that the vaccines work well enough that the virus stops every vaccinated person.
What? Okay.
For the longest time, they were telling vaccinated people you don't need to get tested because of shit like that. Why didn't people die of that misinformation? People thought they didn't need to get tested and they could be a little more lax now because they got the vaccine. It's going to protect them more. But little did they know, it's the same. You're going to get COVID whether you have it or not.
You're still under a 1% chance of being fucking hospitalized.
Josh, just science changes, though.
Oh, yeah.
Science changes.
Science changes, bro.
But here's the problem. When people before are saying the result that happens after her denying it, that's the problem. When people stifle conversation around one narrative and not allowing both sides, so to speak, that's now you just let people die of information right there.
Well, but what is being done about it? Which is this is the biggest problem I find is that if there's anything to be done about it, nobody's going to work with each other, right? So if the Democrats want to work on something with the Republicans are going to work with them because they don't want to be affiliated with this madness, and the Democrats don't want to be affiliated with the Republicans because of their madness.
But they're too tribal, and you got to start finding those people who are running as a Republican, who are running as a Democrat, but who are more populist, who are like, hey, I'm voting for, I got to run as this or I got to run as that, but I lean more populist in my demographic as opposed to.
Never forget these two things, divide and conquer. So the two-party system is designed to fuck us, and political theater. I do believe in my heart of hearts that what we see a lot, even though I'm sure some of it is quite credible, behind closed doors, they're fucking laughing all the way to the bank.
Well, I really do. I used to believe that really democracy was just ready for an end. It was coming to an end. It's just going to be like Rome. It's going to crumble.
I have had similar sentiments.
Just because my belief is that the foundation of our democracy is
we're a republic, though. We're not really a democracy.
We are a republic.
But it's based in corruption, and the foundation is already corrupt. So how do you build how do
you rip the roots back out, like
right, so,
you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. Like when you look at it like that, because like why would you want to give the government more power, and then why would you want to keep the same fools in power too, though?
What I'm saying is that I believe that people really were just didn't care enough, but I think now it's starting to show that distrust in not only our government, which we should have, not only in our mainstream media, which used to be respected and but
journalistic integrity and things like that.
Right. But now I think that more people are getting involved, or maybe not involved, but distrusting enough. But I think that's when the government and other entities come in and they see that mistrust and distrust, and they want to, almost capitalize on it. So I think it's up to us to really be vigilant and understand what we're seeing. Instead of in getting us involved, is we step back, observe, and really just understand that it really is white versus black, Republicans versus Democrats,
vaccinated versus it's class warfare, and then we've become so divided that if you're wearing a mask or you're not wearing a mask, we're gonna fight.
But I think what's important is that we have to realize that this black and white, positive, negative, that's a part of life. That's polarity at its finest, right? Yep. So if we can find a way to really get in that middle ground, but still be aware of the left and the right and the black and the white, and I don't mean skin color, but positive and negative. Those opposites are the middle ground is obviously where we need to be.
The middle ground.
No pun intended.
No, you're in the right place. Then right. I do want to say that I think this is why I'm not so welcomed on the left side so much, is because January 6th was an example of we the people flexing some power back at the people that are meant to be our representation.
Well, in no way.
Yeah, but
in no way does storming the Capitol.
But I don't think it was. They didn't. only a small percentage of people who are still kind of in question. Did they go inside?
Oh well, I think
FBI was heavily.
people just joined the crowd. Like, oh, we're all going in. All right, let's go. I think a lot of people that are in there. There's a few people that specifically just want to fuck shit up.
But I didn't want
Start
to.
array.
I didn't want to delve back into that. I also wanted to make the action that I'm seeing, like right now in Canada, Trudeau is going through some massive fuck shit over this vaccine mandate crap that we're all sick and tired of. And there's like I don't know. Somewhere in the number of 10,000 truckers blocking the borders, getting shit done. That's what I want to see on a bipartisan level.
There's an 85% vaccination rate in Canada, yet there's a mandate.
Well,
Excuse me?
This is not what I.
85% of people are vaccinated. Why is there a mandate?
Well, here's the thing: is that if, for me at least, so here's my situation. And again, I can't speak with anybody except myself. So I'm going to be on the kidney pancreas transplant list. Sorry, kidney transplant list.
Ah, that's interesting you mentioned.
That's not cool.
No, I mean, but it is what it is. But here's the thing: they can't say I have to get the vaccine.
They can.
They can. They are.
Exactly, and that's
maybe not in Florida.
Well, that's where we're trying to figure it out. Now, are they going to push me? They're obviously going to push me to get the vaccine.
Yep.
Right? Because
look at the push, dude. They're making it for children. They're pushing it for everybody on everybody. That's why I'm skeptical.
Panjo,
So-
here you go.
Yes, I just saw this today.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I just saw this. That's what I was bringing it up.
Oh, you clever little minx.
It says from WSOC TV, I will die free. Unvaccinated Burke County man denied kidney transplant by
Can I
hospital.
just say how crazy that is? Burke?
Can I?
Let me just say that Burke, Dr. Burke is the guy who did my first transplant.
Oh, no shit.
That's crazy. Yeah.
I also, I made this post on Voice of the People, and it didn't seem to get
I saw your comment, I think.
whatever. But it's about this is what happens when the left censors free and open dialogue, and they make something seem so taboo
Or volatile or
that you
know.
can't talk about. And in the same breath, to everybody on the right, the guy who invented the RNA vaccine is vaccinated himself because he said it was the right thing to do at the time.
Right.
So,
But he also said, the mandates, though. Whoosh.
right. But here's a guy who I'm looking at. You're on the kidney transplant list. We have another guy who was on the heart transplant list. They both get denied
Because they're not vaccinated.
because they're not vaccinated.
For under a 1% fucking chance of being hospitalized from the fucking thing. I'll never understand it.
Right. And I would love to
when-
know
when I go on the NBC,
the risk of death or of hospitalization from the vaccine itself too.
I want to see more fucking reporting about that. And
I'm saying you don't have a number off the bat as we do like COVID.
So, well,
right.
let me.
I just want to say I went through some of the NBC fucking threads and comments, and I'm sickened at my fellow Americans that are applauding the deaths of these two individuals. Well, if the natural selection, fuck them, they might as well be dead. An op-ed came out saying these men should die.
Well, that's ridiculous. Here's the thing: is that perfect example? I go to dialysis.
Here's a Boston guy.
3 days a week, right? People that go that. So I go 3 days a week, and there's people that won't go to dialysis because it's too cold out, right? There are people that have the ability to get the help and just don't want it. Now, when you ask me personally, if I have to choose between getting a vaccine or getting my transplants, I'm choosing the vaccine. I want to have
Because you want the transplant.
'cause I want the
Yeah,
transplants.
I don't like that they have to add that fucking
It's-
caveat.
Here's the thing: it is.
I don't
it
either, but
sucks.
I already have the caveat of I need a kidney to
Yes.
live.
Yes,
I-
exactly.
yeah,
I
oh, yeah.
have the first caveat. This isn't like you or I where like we can decide or not. It's like, hey, you want it. It sucks. It completely sucks. But do you do what the guy also who did of needing to be on the heart transplant? He said, I'm not getting the vaccine, and he denies the heart transplant.
I'm big on like the personal autonomy, so every individual has their fucking right. So I'm not gonna say fucking dumbass or anything. I still respect it. Me in the situation,
I will never say fucking dumbass for a personal choice.
right? Exactly. So that
Unless it was like a dumbass choice.
except yeah.
Dumbass.
And if I were hypothetically in said situation, honestly, I'm so fucking stubborn, not for my own good. I might be one of these dumb fucking guys.
Absolutely. Well,
that saying, no, I don't want that fucking thing in my system. So fuck it.
My argument has been from the jump is there's just not enough data out there, and if I need to make myself a hermit, which is what I eventually did, is I became a hermit, made sure to just protect
Don't worry.
myself.
The data's coming on 55 years. Don't worry.
Right. So, but here's the thing: is that present me with the data, allow me to make my decision in the end. Now, if I've been lucky enough not to get COVID, I've been
All of us. Never mind.
Well, anyway, I've never.
I got COVID right now.
Awesome. Really?
You're exposed.
Yeah.
Of course, this was planned out. We wanted to kill you.
So now that I have COVID, now I definitely not going to transfer.
Yeah.
So that's fine. That's cool. That's
Nope.
cool. Yeah. Long live me. But no, essentially, it's just like I'm going to wait. At first, it was you won't get the virus if you have the
You're not
vaccine.
going to get it. You're not going to spread it.
Right.
And now
Stop the spread.
Now it's like you're not going to get hospitalized.
right. And then now there's people being hospitalized.
But all the breakthrough people, they're like, well, you're not going to be that bad.
But then they also came out with new new vaccines that are more natural, that might be better for, and it says for transplants, but there's also side effects to that. So there's a lot of new information coming out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to wait till the doctors say, you need to get this shit or we're not putting you on the list. And that's when
Yeah.
I'll get it.
Do you remember when I was making a
respect
big
that.
deal about, I'll get the vaccine once it's FDA approved? Well, Moderna is finally fully FDA approved.
But
and
what happened with Johnson & Johnson?
Comirnaty. That
what
was
happened with a lot of those
a lot of
vaccines?
fucking
That's what I'm
things.
saying, dude.
But
Like-
I'm still, since all of the evolution of data and inconsistencies, I still don't want that fucking vaccine.
I don't blame you.
Listen, I think it should be a personal choice, and I think it's simple enough. And why?
Hey,
people-
Brandy. Joe Brandon, hello.
Hey, Joe. I think why people.
It's my
can't-
thing. You don't say hello to
We
them.
can have differing opinions and differing views. Why everybody needs to be on one single mode of thinking. And listen.
Well,
I-
look.
Oh, hey.
Here are people who don't understand why unvaccinated patients are being prioritized for COVID treatments.
Amid scarce supplies, some unvaccinated patients spread it. Okay.
And there are people like, I was at 72, haven't been treated for high blood pressure and all this stuff. And he's been vaccinated. He's done what he's told to do, but then he goes and gets treated or something like that. But like somebody else who is worse off than he is prioritized. You, sir, have the vaccine, remember?
Yeah, right. There you
There
go.
are other people who, personal choice or not, did not get it, and now they are, via whatever hospital he's going to, consider them more vulnerable, so they get these treatments for COVID more than the people who are unvaccinated
That's
or who are vaccinated get them.
wouldn't you want to treat the people that are most susceptible?
Most susceptible, vulnerable. Yes.
Right.
I think that would be a priority in a medical situation.
This is a weird one, right? Because like you want to look at it like here's a person with the vaccine, they got a shield. And then there's a person like on the ground who's like, I got COVID. They have no shield. And the guy with the shield's like, hey, how come he's getting treated, but I'm not? It's like, well, bro, hang on a second. But are we really going to sit here and imply the difference is that vast, though?
I think
the vaccinated person is that much more like, who is the person on the ground? Do they have comorbidities? Are they healthy?
Exactly. That's what I was going to say. Is that
75% of the people that have died from COVID, 4 or more comorbidities.
well, here's the thing. I think that we need to look at it as an individualistic basis. I mean, we have somebody that might be
I agree.
good shape.
Yes.
Might be good shape. Doesn't smoke. It doesn't drink. Like is contributing members.
But right, that's harder though. That's harder to do it in this. Like, let's just make it a broad stroke thing, because like right now we're not. I love what you're saying,
Yeah,
but the problem
absolutely.
is we're not doing that. We're not taking into account healthy people. We're not taking into account people who have already had COVID.
Right. Or
with
preventative measures, which blows my mind.
monoclonal antibodies, which were
Antibodies
taken
are
away
banned.
because they drop like 1% effectiveness.
Well, it's
and also because like the other pills out there.
I don't think it has really anything to do with taking the vaccine or following these. I think it's more just
What doesn't have anything?
I
to
don't
do
think
with
people that are pushing mandated vaccines. I think most of the people that are pushing it, it's not for the betterment of society. I think it's more to show everybody that there's unity and control.
I was waiting for the solidarity
this is
role.
a mass formation psychosis. This is a thing we're pushing because this is what we're pushing.
And obviously this is two different comparisons, but it is very reminiscent of Nazis.
Yeah,
Right?
It took me a long time to come to terms with that.
Right. And even though the comparison is kind of not very equal, but it does make sense that you were able to manipulate people to say that a certain group of people are bad and that you need to attack them. And that's the same thing that right and left is doing, is that we're saying that this person is bad, we need to attack them, and saying, hey, we misunderstand each other, we may not agree with each other, but we can get together, talk some shit, but come out of it and have a beer or smoke a joint or something like that. Something to where it's not so just let's go against each other.
I'm starting to fear that we're getting past the point. If it keeps on going, if the mainstream has its way, things are going to fucking collapse, and we'll be more dependent on them. If we the people do act, and I'm all about getting fucking radical now.
But it's not about being radical. I think what was radical was January 6th. That was radical.
Not to me, buddy. Not radical enough. I think the things happening in Canada needs to happen here. Let's fucking come together. Canadian people, American citizens, fucking protest the mandates, man. Fuck this bullshit. We're done. We're over it.
How much of January 6th, percentage-wise, do you think was radical?
I think if you're going into the Capitol.
But how many of the 100% were there? How much do you think were radical?
I think it's really hard to say.
But it's important though because January 6th is like this, now it's this national mourning day. It's compared to 9/11.
It's cringy as fuck.
Dude,
you know more people. More property damage happened during the Brett Kavanaugh confirmation when leftists stormed the White House, and that's not looked at like some type of. The only person that was killed was Ashley Babbitt, and that was by a Capitol police officer who shot her, who was allegedly trying to storm it, and then everyone else kind of died by other mishaps.
Yeah,
but,
yes, completely other mishaps, days after suicide. Yeah.
So why is it that deadly when the only person that died was one of the people that were there?
So here's the thing. So look at it like this:
people had heart attacks the next day, stuff like that.
If I did drugs, I'm not a druggie. I did drugs, so I've done a drug, but I'm not a druggie.
Depends your past, yeah.
Right. But these people that went in there, it was a radical act to go bust into.
Was it when on some of those instances cops opened the gate and let them in? Was it that radical?
FBI infiltration, and I hate to say it, Antifa infiltration.
But this is what I want to know, because I think this will help solve a lot.
Yeah.
Of that 100%, how much do you think were radical?
Well, because I can't say who was
it's
radical.
Rough. It's rough.
It is 100%. But here's the thing.
Is it under a quarter?
But here's the thing. If again, I'll go back to my.
See how touchy it is. You don't even want to make you because
no. What I'm saying is
MSM wants to tell you it's 100% radical.
Well, here's the thing. What people that are going in there breaking shit, that's radical.
But they even destroyed less than what the leftists destroyed for Brett Kavanaugh. Why is that not radical? And why is that not brought up as some history?
Because the mainstream is more leftist friendly.
Well, no, because I have no idea what you're talking about.
That's not my problem.
That's
not your problem.
And that's the result of the media doing what they fucking do.
That's 100%. Them minimizing one thing. And so that's why I'm asking you, what percentage do you think was radical on January 6th?
Yeah, do the best you can.
What percent?
You don't have to fucking
because
answer either.
There were people who were there who didn't go in and had never, the whole point of going there on that day was not to storm the Capitol.
Right.
At least for the good majority of people, and I'm wondering for you how much that majority of people was percentage-wise, who were just there.
If you could
to
ballpark it as best you can, I suppose.
This is not supposed to be like a gotcha moment. I'm just wondering in your view.
So what I'm thinking is when we define radical, right? What was radical about it? It was them going into a place where they were not allowed, right? Knowingly they weren't allowed. But you're saying obviously there was.
But it's a public place.
Right.
It's not that you're allowed there.
But you have police barricades saying you can't come in.
But when the police open those barricades, are
about
those
when
people radical?
The police were declined, or the National Guard were declined 6 times by the powers that be on that day. By the way, there's a lot of fucking fuckery about that whole thing.
And who was who was in power that could have done that? Was that Donald Trump?
Was that the House and Nancy Pelosi?
I don't know these things, but what I'm saying is you see these videos, these new release videos that I'm not seeing anywhere.
I've seen a few of those videos.
Right.
I have.
But
and
also
then
I see cops dragging one dude and pulling him out of the crowd and beating his ass. Right. And January 6th. So there's definitely right and wrong. But I want to go back to what you're saying because I don't want to ever
percentage.
I want to throw a number out there for me on public freak out alone video wise. The amount of violence I saw, and Reddit is pretty left-leaning.
Yes,
the amount of violent videos I saw compared to protests that day were probably,
I got a small ass percentage.
3 out of 10.
Yeah,
probably 30%.
That sounds about right. Yeah,
and that was just the video.
Wow, that's larger.
That
than
was
mine.
the videos.
Right.
Like the videos. Even less videos are posted than people are there, and even less exciting videos get posted. So the percentage to me is going to be higher. To me, my number of people who were radical that day, who had bad intentions, 10%.
I'd say 3, if that.
I think I would.
10%'s high.
I think I was going to say I think 10% is a conservative.
But that's not a lot to make this a national mourning
yeah,
day.
I think that's over sensationalism, hyperbolic bullshit,
yes,
and
100%. But that's what the Democrats do.
That's
what they do, and that's what's unfortunate is, dude, I am very liberal. You know what I mean? Like I'm very liberal.
Are you classic liberal, or are you like kind of more like progressive liberal?
I think classic liberal. I used to be, and I think
you've evolved to more progressive liberal.
Through, even some of my progressive traits are starting to not change, but everything's evolving in my mindset.
I'm definitely more classic liberal.
Well, I definitely think that the older you get, you always tend to get a bit more conservative.
You've always been told that, and then I guess you start to wonder why.
Yeah, I didn't believe it, but I do think.
Well, because you start to.
I think you
mature,
earn things. It's like, well, I work. Why should somebody get that?
You're supposed to be more responsible and more accountable
for that.
Right, but I think
there seems to be a push to not be any of those things.
I know.
But there's a big lack of self accountability on the left right now, where like you're not supposed to be accountable. God forbid you call somebody fat. They don't like that.
Oh, that rhymed.
Yeah, I did that on
Call him
purpose.
fat,
Panjo, I'm
you
sorry.
don't
Go
like
ahead,
that.
man.
Sorry, I was.
I just said hello to Hurricane and bye. She's going to work.
All right. Yeah, no, I think that right now we're in it's almost like a loop, right? We're in this weird loop where we're going from and it's nothing different than anything we've done before. So I don't know if I think just here's a progression of people that are just trying to divide each other and not have any sort of unity or and this is why I stay away from politics and all this shit, because nobody's trying to put people together. It's all stay on your side.
That's not in season anymore in America.
No, but
it's look at the mainstream, and that's why I think people like Joe Rogan are getting the numbers they do.
I think, and this is what I think evolution has to do is that we're going to see this play out, and I don't see this really disastrous outcome. I see this unity eventually.
Do you see a national divorce? A lot of people see a national divorce.
No,
I feel like if we got a national divorce, that's pretty bad. I feel like America is in bad shape if we split up like that.
National divorce?
Where we go,
all the lefties go there,
north and south again. Yeah, essentially.
I don't think that can ever happen. I think the north and south are too much tied into each other. What's so interesting?
The polarization right now. You think with how polarized the left and right are right now, with how different. Like I have friends who sit here and just like who don't listen to Joe Rogan and tell me what he talks about.
But
how does that be? How is that fixed?
I think of Darwinism. I think of
So you think they're just gonna die out? Like you think his kid hopefully was like, wow, that guy's stupid.
How can that thought process mature to the next level? How can that evolve?
If society emboldens it, society can
Well, that's
have
the
it
thing.
evolve that way.
I think
And who
soci-
controls society right now? A lot of the left does.
I think society, at the end of the day, you have a lot. The loudest voices are the ones are the minority, and I think the loud voices are getting a lot of attention. But the people that have common sense,
Very strategically, those
Yes.
loud voices are getting attention.
yes. But here's the thing: I think at the
But
end,
they're getting attention for the wrong reasons. They're getting taken advantage of. The left is trying to say we champion them, and then they kind of use their cause for their own gain, and then build up and then shit on them.
But-
And you could say the same thing with the right, I suppose.
Right. Oh, yeah, absolutely. But here's what it brings, and it brings out people like yourself. You guys, so much fuckery was going on. You guys decided to make a podcast about it, right?
And I started as that classic liberal.
So here we are with all these different types of people now coming together to be like, hey, no, this is just fuckery. I mean, you can't deny the fact that not many people would agree with canceling Dave Chappelle or canceling Joe Rogan. The majority of people would not want to cancel, but there's small, loud groups that are speaking so loud that
But
you
the-
can't hear through the noise.
But the person in control of the TV where we see them, the person in control of that megaphone, which gives them the voice to amplify what they're saying,
right.
is on that side that kind of wants to change things completely.
I don't have faith that the people are gonna stay as dumb as they may assume. I think a lot of the really smart people and the people that actually can make a change, not just bolstering their narratives or whatever, that actually would make a real decent change, will be those ones that are not may not be in power, but make the difference. Do you know what I mean?
I just I can hear the optimism that's still in you that is almost a dwindling candle within me. But honestly, I just
I was on that same page though. Yeah, I was like, fuck that. Like I think the last time I was even here, I was like, yeah, this is ridiculous. Like we're not gonna be able to get. I was just ready to watch democracy crumble, essentially. And I more recently really realized that the people are not that stupid, even though I really think people are. They're not as stupid as I've always assumed.
Like it's like the same audience who listens to like mainstream music. It's like the people who listen to mainstream music, the people who listen to mainstream media are that stupid. Everyone else who seems to be the majority, or at least the 51 to the 49%, are a little more in tune with like, well, it doesn't seem right. Just
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, I also think I have nieces and nephews, and they're all from the real younger generation, and from what they're saying and how they believe, it is very, very liberal, almost to the point where you're like, oh shit, like this is kind of scary. But I think the older they get, is they'll be able to distinguish between this absurdity that we're living in today and what should be or can be. Right.
I feel like the absurdity that we're living in today, like everything to do with COVID and how it's been handled, is almost, and I hope it's not the straw that's going to break the camel's back and some shit gets crazy.
No, I think the absurdity that we're living in today is it's almost refreshing. It's so crazy that we needed this.
I feel too insulted every time I see them lie to our fucking faces.
When have they ever? When have they ever
told the truth?
Yeah, never. So I think it's mimicking this whole bullshit we've lived in for so long. Now it's out there. I mean, how can you not make it? How long can you lie? How long can you do these insane things to where it's like, oh, now it's just blatant insanity.
Well, that's why. All right, so
when you try to control the next generation, so to speak, you could lie for a long time. When you try to indoctrinate the young, man, you have a decent amount of time ahead of you, though.
Absolutely, but I do believe that we have this, and hopefully we don't lose this freedom of information on the internet. I think without the internet, yeah, we can say that we're pretty fucked. But I think as long as we keep the censorship out of the internet and allow.
So you agree? Fuck Neil Young for doing that. Cool music, maybe, but fuck Neil Young for giving that ultimatum.
This motherfucker rocking the free world. It's not real anymore.
All right.
Yeah.
It's not real.
Just to keep this smooth and vibrant. All right.
Michael Jackson style.
I got
baby.
a viewer comment I'd like to share. because I think what's happening in Canada with these truckers is very important, and
I have no idea about this.
there is talk of
Go figure.
American
Mainstream media silence on this. This is what we talked about earlier. 85% vaccinated, but there's still this vaccine mandate going on, and the truckers are like they're not against vaccines.
Justin
they're against
Trudeau,
the fucking mandate.
Trudeau, who was a fucking sweetheart to me when I was still the classic liberal or whatever.
Oh yeah, the guy who ran and hide and has COVID now. All of a sudden,
exactly. So he's trying to play it off very terribly, might I add, that this is just a small pocket or fringe group. No, this is 10,000 to possibly reported up to 100,000 truckers deep, able to block fucking borders. And now it's got the attention of truckers over here in motherfucking America, where that shit should have started in the first place. So that, I hope to see that kind of blowback. I hope to see that kind of action from our very own citizens.
Listen, if
from this
our
fucking
very own
country.
citizens don't talk about it, why are they going to do it? If they don't share the news about it, why are they going to do it?
I just hope that
They need to share. They need to understand what's going on out there before they can replicate.
Oh yeah,
it.
for sure. But that's the beauty of
That's them standing up.
People shows like this, Joe Rogan, not to put us in the same fucking bracket.
Not at all.
But we talk about the things that the mainstream fucking does not. And by the way, I was proposed this. Oh, and I wanted to read Brand's comment about Canada, which is from what I have witnessed in Canada. Excuse me. Canada's case, it seems that a certain portion of constables are indeed capable of moving outside of the quote-unquote just following orders box. If that's the case, then that you gave me a smidgen of hope for whatever the constables or leadership is there. I don't know. I don't have the knowledge. I need to talk to my family in Canada to see where the government really stands on what's happening with their own people. And I hope that they're receptive and reciprocate to the people's fucking demands, because it cannot keep going the way it's going. So what I wanted to propose... Oh, you got something about it?
No, I'm just trying to pull up some articles to see if we got anything on it.
I want just a collective kind of opinion. All right, so this book right here was is getting banned in Tennessee from the curriculum. It's called MAUS. It's a very sincere telling true story of a son talking about how his family or his parents survived the Holocaust. So this was banned, and the two reasons why is one, profanity, and
Damn,
two...
it's got the Nazi symbol right the front of it.
Oh, yeah. Look, it's all metaphoric. Like, the Jews are drawn as rats, the Germans are drawn as cats, and the Polacks are pigs, and the Americans are dogs. It's
Hey!
all yada, yada. I know, right? But so it's a very honest book. I just find... And it's just strange that that's what they're choosing. So, okay. Can we agree that that's fucking censorship? School,
Yes.
Right, okay.
Yes.
So
From the right, too,
a
right?
friend of I
Because it was over
suppose. I
nudity.
mean,
Yeah,
the
it was
school
from the
board.
right. I believe they're trying to make it look bad because it was from the right blocking a book about the Holocaust when they blocked it over nudity.
Apparently,
I guess.
and the nudity is caricatures, nothing in detail of like sketched out mice, human hybrids with no nipples and no nothing going on. And so
Wait,
it's
is no
fucking
genitals at all?
No, bro. Like there's one where
You got the picture for us?
I could pull. Yeah. There is one scene where this very honest writer. I mean, this is so real that it almost made me cry the first time I fucking read it. Where he talks about and illustrates his mother, the night of his mother's suicide. She is drawn as a human, and she's laying down in the bathtub after she slit her wrists, and you could see the top of her nipples, maybe.
And this is all because people feelings are hurt, right?
Right.
Is it the fucking feelings though,
yeah.
or is it that I don't know? Right now things are just getting really similar, and it's too scary. I don't fucking know. I'll get all conspiracy on you bitches.
Because there's no genitalia. They're like, oh, this is that trans stuff or something like that, you know?
Yeah, now we're gonna have kids that want to fucking identify as mice and shit.
While you find that, can I ask you guys, do you think being Jewish is a race?
Okay, but I'm sorry. We're gonna get to the whoopee shit. My question I wanted to propose. A friend of mine, one of my classic liberal friends, says this is it's only censorship when the government does it, because then it's tyranny. If like with the Spotify thing, it's not censorship because it's the public. And I say bullshit. I say censorship is fucking censorship. Period. And the side that champions it are a bunch of assholes. Can we agree on that?
Agreed.
Thank you. That's it. That's all I got.
But here's the problem. Biden's Surgeon General came out and said, "Yeah, Joe Rogan should be censored." So that was the government coming out
tyranny, you're
and
here.
saying Joe Rogan should be censored.
All right, so well, fucking A. Oh, I found the fucking picture. It's really pitiful.
It's what's crazy. I mean, this is what really blows my mind. I remember watching documentaries back in the day, or even like behind this music VH1. It was always the right going after free speech, right?
Yeah.
Parental advisory.
Oh yeah,
Even though
like
it was-
the video games and shit like that.
right,
yeah,
right.
yeah,
And
go-
there was always the Democrats fighting for free speech, and it's just that's what I mean is that this is a really upside down world we're living in. But
this is,
I want to see some naked.
No,
mice.
this is really pathetic. Okay?
Rogan, who hosts
Just this one panel here. It
There
can't
you
be what
go.
they're referring to.
Check
and,
this out.
And hold on, two different things going on. There is a scene where a bunch of naked mice with
Hold it down a little more.
their dongles. All right, you see where my finger is? That's his mother. That's in the tub. And you can kind of see her nipples, and she's dead. That's it.
I don't know. I got hard, so whatever.
And then there's when the Jews arrive to the camps, they're undressed, and there's just a schmeckle drawn with no detail.
But I don't understand.
That's it. That's all.
I think it's important to show these.
Yes, lest we repeat. So, all right, what do you got here?
Yeah, but they're just glancing over like
It's such a fucking
the book is about the Holocaust
And it's intense.
people dying.
and it's sad,
they're
and there's
like,
no
"Oh,
real
we,
happy
we
ending.
can't have mouse nipples on here. Get this book out of here,
Yeah,
you
no-
sick bastard."
One person killed 6
And
million.
a friend of mine that watches this show, who needs to get her
Do you
ass
guys know
in here.
you guys know the Hitler joke?
No, I want to hear it.
Hitler walks into a bar and he's all depressed and he sits down on the bar and he's coming and he asks the bartender to come. Our bartender comes over and Hitler's like, I'm coming back. I'm going to kill 6 million Jews and 1 clown. And the bartender goes, "Why are you gonna kill a clown?" And he's like, "You see, nobody cares about the Jews."
I like that one. Just like that. I'm gonna say that.
I'm a little
next
slower
Passover
on the
year.
uptake, but I'm absorbing. Okay.
Absorb, take it.
No one really does care. By the way, I just found out that I think it's like Jews are like 1%.
Because he didn't care about the Jews, get it back then, but he wants to
Yeah.
come back. But even if he kills, he's like, nobody cares about him.
Yes, TZ Canadian. Much to your happiness, we are back live.
But all right. So I would love to go back to your point about Jews being a race. Now,
Yes.
as far as science, I mean, there is a debate whether it can be a race or it's not a race. There is a gene that is found in specifically Jewish people so you can say it's a race, but it specifically when it comes to Whoopi Goldberg and what she said, if that's a transition you want to go into, was that it wasn't done out of race. It was done out of just humans not liking humans.
Then let's be
No, it comes from that woke type of mentality where, like, well, if white people do it, it's it's
White on white.
Oh,
yeah,
she was
it doesn't
downplaying
matter.
it?
Yeah, like she said it's nothing to do with race. It's just human to human, just because it's a bunch of white people doing it.
Yeah.
Well, also, if you're going to do this, then let's be truthful about it, because the Holocaust isn't.
She looks
about
like an
race.
egg.
She does.
Doesn't she look like an egg?
No, it's not about.
She's got huge traps.
It's not about race.
It's about
a different race.
But it's not about race. It's not about
Well,
race.
what is it about?
Because it's about man's inhumanity to man. That's what it's about.
Don't
That is
clap.
about white supremacy. It's
Well,
about
but
going
it's not-
after
it's
Jews
not
and
about- Look what
they're doing.
and gypsies and
No, they're trying to help her. They're like,
Yeah,
no, it's
really.
about white supremacy.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
No.
I
She's
see
like,
Joy
no, it's
Bear-
not that. It's
I
not
see
that
Joy
at
Bear
all.
being appropriately fucking offended at this stupid commentary.
Yeah.
to white groups of people.
Well, they
How do
go
we
after black
but
people
see
too.
them as white
And they
people.
went
But you're
after
missing the
homosexuals.
point. You're missing the point. The minute you turn it into race, it goes down this alley. Let's talk about it for what it is. It's how people treat each other. It's a problem. It doesn't matter if you're black or white, because black, white, Jews, everybody eats each other. So if you're uncomfortable, if you hear about MAUS, Should you be worried? Should your child say, "Oh my
They're
God"?
talking about
I
MAUS.
wonder
Pull
if
back,
that's me.
pull back. There you go.
No.
Yeah, look, dude, they started to play the music.
They're
They
like-
started to play the cut music on her.
That's not what they're gonna say.
Yeah.
They're gonna say, "I don't want to be."
All right.
Nobody's trying to talk over her. No one's
Yeah.
I want to be cool.
Yeah.
And
Well,
then
yeah,
Somebody
most
punch her in the
kids-
face,
most
please.
Kids, they
Her
Yeah.
apology, by the way, was disgusting.
Did
She
you
was
see the Colbert
she
apology?
was
I
laughing
think it's a good
through her
idea.
fucking apology, and I'm tired of her being one of the only ones she's allowed to say whatever the fuck she wants.
Here's the thing: is that I think a lot of black people would agree to this sentiment. I really do. I think that they're
Oh yeah, fair use. Go on.
well, they I feel as though they have a different reaction or experience towards Jewish people. They can blend in, right? We can blend in, right? And they're
Except for my giant Jewish broken nose, yeah.
right. But you can say
Yeah,
they're
like there's a
Italian.
term called like white passing.
Yeah, that is a
Yeah,
thing.
But I think, and even in the black community, and obviously I don't want to speak for the black community, but there are, I have family members that are biracial, or interracial.
You got it right.
Same thing.
Yeah.
A
So,
few times racial.
right. So they're black and white, but they're only accepted
Multiracial.
in the black community because that's just how it's looked. You don't see a mix.
Oh, you don't see the
half-black-
universal acceptance. It's either one or the other side.
Exactly. And I think this is a clear demonstration of this, of them seeing like, hey, listen, we experienced this because you can see my skin color and that's how it's race. But what's weird,
I've had this conversation.
what is weird is that her last name is fucking Goldberg and you can't understand that.
Yeah, but her first name's Whoopi though. So
Yeah.
But I can't understand the fact that you don't know that
if her first
Hitler-
name was Chutzpah Goldberg, then we'd have we'd be onto something.
But it doesn't make sense to me that she doesn't remember that or maybe never knew that Hitler specifically said it's not a religion.
It's a
It is
race.
a race.
Yeah.
That's what they're trying to trick you.
I love quoting Hitler on the show.
Yeah, listen, Hitler.
We do it all the time.
Yeah, I know.
Hitler does
It's a
some
fun
really good things.
pastime.
He's,
Here's her apology.
Oh God, not again.
Yeah, from Stephen
All right.
Colbert.
I saw her apology on The View in a clip.
said
I did
that
not
No,
see
but this is from
one.
Stephen Colbert.
I
Okay.
felt that the Holocaust wasn't about race.
Idiot.
And people got very, very, very angry and still are angry. I mean, I'm
Good.
getting, all
Consequence.
of
This is less than
alpha
like.
folks, and they're very
This
real
is in
angry
24
because
hours.
People feel very differently.
You packed
But I
queso
thought it
or
was
gelato 41 or space
a
age
salient
cake?
discussion because as a black person, I think of race as being something that I can see. So I see you,
That's
and
exactly what you're saying.
It like
Race is about what you can see.
Listen,
but I can see you Jews coming from a mile away, dude. Come on, man.
I smell your.
Yeah,
Jew-gold.
dude. You can see my white ass
That's
fucking
actually
waddling
said,
along.
that's actually said in the book that
Yeah.
a Pole Jew, they could smell a Pole Jew
Goyams
from a
can
mile
smell
away.
Jews from miles away.
Yeah.
Smells like copper and
Yeah.
cheap linen.
It smells like salmon and fucking cream cheese and bagels or some
JB
shit.
rolls, which I
Lox, eggs, and onion. That's all it smells like.
JB roll sushi is my favorite sushi, and I call that the Jew bagel.
JB roll's my favorite sushi.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Well,
I've never had it.
Do you use
Borsig is Polish.
Do you use the avocado?
I could have been a Polish Jew.
Do you-
You have no idea.
Do you use-
Look at my nose.
Yeah. Well, you got me there. Do
Yeah.
you like the avocado in your JB roll or the cucumber?
Avocado.
Freak of nature.
What's in a JB roll?
For me, sir,
Josh is
as it's
Josh
appropriately
Borsig.
done.
It's called Josh Borsig.
Salmon cream cheese, which is why it's a Jew bagel, and cucumber spears.
Josh
yeah, you
Borsig's
get me.
roll.
Okay. Yeah, I used to be a big
called
lox,
Josh
lox,
Oh,
eggs, and onion.
now I see what you're doing. So, all right, let me see her pitiful.
race you are. People were very angry, and they said, no, we are a race. And I,
Someone said, "Why is she dressed like a Supreme Court justice?"
Right?
I understand. I felt differently. I respect everything everyone is saying to me, and I don't
you?
want to fake apologize.
But you are.
So I'm going to right now.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm very upset about that people are misunderstood what I was saying. When you talk about being a racist, I was saying you can't call this racism. This was evil. This wasn't. This
No. Evil's
What?
racism.
Keep pulling back. I like
Yeah.
wasn't
Yeah.
based on the skin. You couldn't tell who was Jewish. They
Excusez-moi? Really?
So how did Hitler do that?
For one,
how did he tell who's
distinctive
Jewish?
beards and the Shylocks and the fucking yarmulkes, and we got a certain look, we got a certain talk. You know, what can I say? The tuchus. It's all the tuchus, really.
Hey, what do you want from me today? They're like, you get in the van.
What
did I do?
I was gonna say a very, very derogatory Jewish. It's a Yiddish word for a negative term for the black person.
Chutzpah.
No. It's in the book. I learned it from the fucking book.
Oh, I don't want to.
It's Shorsvister. Oh boy.
Whoa.
I know.
I say Shorsvista.
Do you know the one I'm talking about? Because you're Jewish. No. Shorsvister. The guy that survives the
Arnold
fucking Holocaust.
Schwarzenegger.
The guy that survives the Holocaust that this book is about, that's getting banned, is racist to blacks.
The name is Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I do know the Talmud, right? The
Talmud.
Yeah, that whole thing is so fucking racist, and just apparently it says in there that anybody that isn't a Jew is a dog. It's fucking badass.
Dude,
I'm just saying, I'm so much better than everybody.
The Quran,
huh?
the Quran says that it's okay to lie, cheat, and steal to any non-Muslim. Lie, steal, and kill.
See, I do that, but I do that in reverse. I lie and cheat and steal all the Muslims.
There you go. Now we're thinking. Yeah. We're cooking with
take a page out of their book, but I read it in a mirror.
Poor choice of words, Eli. All right, you made it funny. I made it funny. I said, now we're cooking with gas, and I said, poor choice of words, Eli, because I'm Jewish. And you said something that got a good laugh out of him.
Hell yeah.
Well done. That's
you want to finish Whoopies?
Yeah, her fucking face.
Deeply to figure it out. If the Klan is coming down the street, and
I love this.
I'm standing with a Jewish friend, and neither one, I'm going to run. But if my friend decides not to run...
But the Jewish person won't, because the Klan's like, nah, we like you.
No, I got jumped by Nazis, motherfucker.
Dude, she's so out of touch.
She is.
This is her woke thing where white people, white passing white people can't be like you can only be racist. You can't be racist to a fellow racist. Duh. This is what she's saying. This is her logic right here.
Didn't John Lincoln? Not that's getting on topic. Getting off.
Supreme Court Justice Whoopi Goldberg's logic right here.
Just after this, I want to bring up that briefly. John Leguizamo's bullshit headline.
Run. They'll get passed by most times because you can't tell who's Jewish. You don't know. It's not something that people say, oh, that person is Jewish or this person is Jewish. And so that's what I was trying to explain.
Go to fucking
and I understand
Queens.
that not everybody...
That's what she means by white passing. This is what I'm talking about. Like, she's literally being racist by saying white people don't have... Like, if you look white, you don't have a race.
Yes.
This is that leftist logic.
They all look the same.
It's funny because there's Moroccan Jews, there's Cuban Jews,
Hungarian.
There's so many. I mean, that's
of which 100 how many Hungarian Jews died again?
I don't know, not enough. That's what I'm saying.
Hey-o. That's my belief. Put it there, mister.
Heil Hitler.
Hell yeah.
Damn it, I didn't want to hear that today.
No, man, I think that, and again, this is just one, and it's very hard to provoke me or insult me or offend me. So seeing her pull back to what she really believes, which is, I don't think it's a race issue. Maybe now that I'm more informed, now that I understand it isn't a race issue. But I really think her belief is it's not, because she believes
she doesn't see
it.
The Jewish struggle as what the black people went through.
100%.
That's what I get from her.
100%.
We had solidarity for a good moment, and Whoopi had to go and fucking open her mouth.
Well, I think Whoopi is, again, like...
She's a bourgeois fucking rich bitch now. That's it.
Right, she's Josh, you said it. She's fucking out of touch. This bitch is just not...
Get her face off the fucking screen. Fuck you, Whoopi.
I'm so happy you did say it. She totally does look like Supreme
She looks like a fucking potato.
Yeah.
Like
I didn't
Chinese.
say it. I didn't say it. I forgot who else said it. I think I saw it on Twitter. Someone quote tweeted it. I don't see it, but I was like, that's fucking...
That's
yes,
incredible.
She did look like that.
She looks like
an
Oriental Mr. Potato woman.
Well, I don't watch The View or see her, and I finally saw her and Stephen Colbert, and you don't see her walk out. You know what I mean? Or maybe I don't see her walk out, and I saw her walk out. And I was like,
she kind of looks like she's like she sounds like she should be like related to Steve-O.
Yeah, she did.
Right, doesn't she? A little bit?
I actually fucking got that immediately.
I did a lot of harm, I guess, to myself. And people...
I guess to myself.
Decided I was all these other things. I'm actually not. You know, I get it. Folks are angry. I accept that, and I did it to myself. This was my...
I respect
my thought
that.
process.
Have you come to understand that the Nazis saw it as race?
Well,
because they might, like, asking the Nazis, they would say, yes, it's a racial issue.
Well, see, this is what's interesting to me because
See how nice
the Nazis
Colbert is
lied.
being?
It wasn't. They
No, the same
they
network, right?
Wait, did she double down?
She did. She doubled
She
down.
just said the Nazis didn't make it about fucking race.
Let me ask you
Well-
this. This is the same network as View, right?
NBC. Honestly,
What I'm pretty
speaking
sure
up my
happened
ass.
was they were like, oh shit, we need
Damage
to clear
control?
this up. Yeah, they immediately got it. It's what upset. It was kind
But
of upsetting about
it's
this.
still like protect your own kind of thing. Like, why don't you just call a spade when you said something stupid?
God, you know,
Let's
I said
not
that
try
once.
to help her
I was
out.
told that's
I
based
don't
in
think-
racism too.
I don't,
That's
listen, I
awesome.
don't think it was stupid though. You know, I think that it was her genuine belief, and I think she still believes it, but has to say like
Her genuine
okay,
beliefs are stupid.
Yeah, and that's fine. But that's fine. What upsets me is that she, like you said, she's not calling a spade a spade. It's saying like,
That's apparently a racist thing against blacks.
yeah, I don't understand. I don't think she's anti-Semitic at all.
I'd like
I
to
don't
be
either.
optimistic
Fucking
and
a Jew?
think that she means well by it, but it's just not coming out right. But
and-
she gives nobody else the benefit of the doubt, especially when they are on the other side of the table. And it's more so the hypocrisy. It's the, hey, like her mistake is okay. Take it easy on me. But, you know, someone else, it's just like, let's just wait next time. Let's see how fast she jumps down somebody else for making a mistake.
Right.
That's what I'm more interested in than
Oh,
this.
she is all about that.
Well,
Yeah.
that's the View, right? That's what they do. They pick
That's
apart.
her view.
They pick apart everything and they leave a very liberal, very left-leaning perspective.
Yeah, like you don't get your Mindy McCain anymore. Your Elizabeth
Yeah,
Hasselhoff, Hasselhoff.
And they were just as, you know, raggedy as the other girls. But again, they were at least given two different views.
Yeah, that's the only time where I sometimes was entertained because
Yeah.
there was a challenge. There was dialogue between a
I-
difference of opinions and philosophies and lives.
I think we need another like mainstream, maybe not mainstream, yeah, mainstream like tough crowd or politically incorrect. I think having those diverse,
Jon
differing
Stewart.
opinions. Oh yeah, yeah. But I think again that's like even. I mean, listen. I'll say it again. I listen to things that are completely against my own opinion just to understand, and I understand conservative and I understand liberals. I genuinely understand them and understand what they believe. And again, if you have an understanding, you are more able to be in that middle ground comfortably.
Yes.
Not like uncomfortable where you're like, I don't know if I lean this way, this way. You're like, I can't identify with the left or right, conservative or liberal. I'm going to identify to what I identify with.
Being in the middle doesn't mean you have yet to go one way or the other. It
Yeah.
sometimes means that you just understand your place.
Oh yeah, I'm set. I'm set where I am. And if there's differing opinions or whatever
That's just like your jumping off point. Like that's where you base off. Like I jump off here at this point,
Right.
and then I take it from there. If I say, well, that's great, you know, then
Good
I
night,
kind of
Brandy.
judge from there.
Yeah, I think this whole like it's so absolute. You know, everything is so absolute.
Yes.
Left or right. There's no
Vaccinated or not vaccinated.
Right.
Indubitably.
Indubitably, I like that.
All right, what do you
Like
got?
that
I
word.
saw you pulling something out of pipe.
No, I say we save it. I'm gonna save it for
Holy shit,
on
we went-
the Morrow show because we went long tonight. We went a little too
We did
long.
2 hours.
We're
what she
trying
said.
to.
Well, we needed to. We
no,
needed
about an
to
hour
go
and a
on.
half. Yeah, you know.
Oh, yeah,
About
that's
an hour.
right.
But, hey, we did it. We did it.
Oh,
Benjamin Tweet.
no
Benjamin
funny
Tweet. Thank you
video?
so much,
Not-
man.
not one?
Nope.
Really?
Tomorrow.
Happened to
Not
Black
one
History
funny
Month.
video.
Not one. I got none actually because I didn't prepare. Remember? I
And
told you that.
remember, Wednesdays is my extreme late night.
That's fine. Brock Carell will be on with us tomorrow. So
Tell him
boy.
to keep it up here with the energy. All right, I love the man. He's
Yes.
like, mwah, like a brother.
I'll let you tell him that.
YouTube.com/stuck in the middle. Oh, he was in the chat. We love you guys. We're glad to be back. I am summoning my inner Christopher Walken, which I have no fucking talent to do. So go ahead and hit the like button now or whenever you want, because we're not totalitarians here or authoritarians. Leave a comment when the stream goes dead. Yes, show that we can do the active commentary for the algorithm. Traction is what we need. My friends, my patriots, my progressives, my fellow human beings. I love you just for that and that alone. And happy Black History Month, which is every month. Love to every human being. That's all I got. Huh?
Stay black.
Yeah, hell yeah. I'm gonna go eat some peanut butter in honor of
George Washington Carver.
I love peanut butter. I'm not gonna lie. So that's my favorite thing.
Creamy.
So, yeah.
Creamy.
I like peanut
Until then,
butter,
stay
I cannot
crunchy,
lie.
y'all.
Stay crunchy.
Thanks.
Stay crunchy. Woo!